the stadium. I just want to, first of all, thank you all for being here. Really, really appreciate it. Really, really special day. It was awesome having Antoine Cason being our honorary captain, all the football alumni that came back, all the alumni, the students, everybody that showed up for homecoming, that showed up to cheer on this team. It was just an incredible day. It was an incredible day in there. The impact the crowd had on the opponent late in the game was significant. I don't think that kid didn't, like, that field goal late in the game. And I know I'm jumping ahead and everyone's like gonna be mad at me for doing that. I don't really care. Like, that crowd mattered in that moment. That crowd impacted that moment. And that's what we're talking about building a real, just challenging, hard home field advantage at Arizona Stadium. This team is really, really special. It's an awesome group of people. Just when I think about, all week I talked about what a physical game this is going to be. I said it over and over again. And because we have a ton of respect for Kansas, and we knew who they are. Super well coached, and outstanding in all three phases, right? They're the best special teams unit in the Big 12, statistically. So we knew that it was going to be an incredible battle. But our players just kept responding. We just kept finding ways to respond in some really tough moments. Down 10, we responded with a touchdown right before half. There were so many good things that we could be so excited about. And I know it wasn't perfect, and that's okay. We'll fix that. We're accountable for that. That's what Red Line is. The accountability piece is a huge part of it. But we're going to enjoy this. We're going to enjoy every part of this. The excitement in that locker room, the joy coming off the field, the joy on the field at the end of the game, that last moment when it hit zeros and everybody got to experience that, was magic. Just absolute magic. So, shoot, I'm fired up if you can't tell. What do you got for me?
Thank you, Coach. I'll start with Brian and then Chris.
After those back-to-back one-score losses last month, where it seemed like the breaks weren't going your way for whatever reason, did it feel like maybe you guys were finally getting a little bit of that on your side? You had 2 interceptions, one that gets called back for a penalty, another one that was ruled incomplete. Their quarterback had to come out of the game at a certain point. Just all these little things that seemed to be working in your favor. Do you feel like it just kind of worked in your way this once?
Well, I think the 3 things you mentioned were all facts. Like, one was definitely a penalty. Mm-hmm. One was definitely not an interception. You know what I mean? So, like, that part of it, what I choose to believe is that we learned from the BYU and the Houston experience. We went into this game absolutely respecting the hell out of Kansas, and we knew that we were going to have to keep swinging, keep standing up, like they were going to land punches, and we had to keep answering the bell, and they did. And that's what I'm excited about.
Chris and Justin.
You just called the energy and the vibe on the field and in the locker room magic. Just the growth that this team has experienced in the last year, now that you're going bowling, just kind of walk us through the emotions that feeling.
It's incredible. I think there's a lot of people look at you with your cell phone going off. In a team meeting, you'd be in big trouble right now. Just for what that's worth. Okay, so the thing that I think about with your question there is that lots of people chose to be here, and lots of people chose to stay. And they either chose to be here, they chose to come, or they chose to stay because they believe in the University of Arizona and they believe what we're doing with our football program. And I don't think you get that if you don't have good alignment from your president, your AD, head coach. Like you have to have it from the top down. And when you think about the decision to elevate Coach Gonzalez, Desiree, all for it, right? The decision to bring in Seth Davey, Desiree, all for it. That matters, right? Like, you have to have support, and you have to have everybody rowing in the same direction. And then on top of that, 41 new players joined us at the mid-year, and 62, I think, joined us by the start of summer, or June, July in there. And they chose because they believed in the players that were here, the staff that was here, and the program that we're building. And that's what we're excited about. Like, this is a stepping stone, right? Like, yay, we got to 6. Like, that's not good enough for me. That's not good enough for these kids. right? We want to keep playing good football. How can we continue to improve, continue to find ways to elevate Arizona football? That's what we're doing.
Justin and then Michael.
Did you show up in the game today wearing rolling shoes?
It's funny. It's funny. That's a common. That is a common question I get about my shoe choice. But those are saddle shoes, and they're swaggy as hell. And that is my jam. Okay, I've been a saddle shoe guy for a long time. I mean, you only notice after we win our 6th game. I've been wearing those same shoes every game this year. You know what I mean? But it was disheartening because I used to get custom made like spikeless golf shoes, FootJoys, in the school colors where I was coaching, everywhere I've ever been. And then in the last, once I got hired here, FootJoy went out of the saddle shoe design. They stopped doing it. And so now I can't get the red and blue, so otherwise I'd be rocking those everywhere. And you can call them bowling shoes if you want, but I know what I'm doing.
Michael and Jason.
It seemed like Kansas kind of took a page out of Danny G's book with a lot of disguised blitzes and funky looks on defense, giving your offensive line some trouble picking that stuff up. What problems did they cause, and how were you eventually able to overcome it?
That's one of those things that you know about playing in this Big 12 conference. Everybody can play. Everybody's good. Any given Saturday, just look across the conference. And we knew these guys were really good up front. I said that all week. I said that to you guys on Monday. I said that to you guys on Thursday. That front 7 we knew was going to be a challenge for us. The thing I'm excited about is how we responded late in the game. That last drive, right? We ran the ball to win the game. Like, how fantastic is that, right? Where that offensive line answered the call. Q, Noah with his legs, like, just incredible.
Jason and Brian.
What is your message to the running backs such as Quincy, like stay ready? I mean, he has 3 carries all game. The last 2 ones were obviously important. How do you kind of...
Like 5 touches, 2 touchdowns?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. I think that speaks to the unselfish nature of this team. I think it speaks to how one of the really special things about this team is how they celebrate each other's successes. Like, there's not jealousy there. I've been part of teams where inside the same position group, like, guys were like literally hoping someone fails so that they can get a chance. It's not like that with this team. Like, those guys were so excited. You should have seen all the running backs with Q in the locker room. You know what I mean? Like, that part of it, I think, is really, really special. But all of those guys contributed to that. And I think if we can look at it through the lens of we are trying to win as a team. As a team. We're not trying to win individually. Because that doesn't work. At least not in this game. And so the way those players support each other and with the rotation and running back, receiver, all those guys, but the fact that they can all find ways to contribute in a winning effort makes it special.
Brian and then one.
Kansas had those 3 straight drives where they scored in the first half, and then after that, I believe they had maybe 100-something yards. Speak to what Danny has been able to do with this defense and not let those struggles early affect it.
Well, I think there's 2 things there. I think number 1, every good football coach makes adjustments in game, right? Like, that has to happen. But on top of that, the alignment we have on this coaching staff, the way those conversations go in game, just with like either side of the ball, or sometimes it's on the headset and it's me, Daggy, and Danny deciding if we want to go for it on 4th down, or like, you know, a clock situation, or how we want to handle a timeout or a penalty or whatever. Just the communication is so high level, and I think also for the players, it takes a little bit of time to figure out what is this opponent's game plan, right? Like that, there's also a learning curve in game for that, because what we do defensively is a little bit different. So you're not going to watch a bunch of opponent film and say this is how they're going to attack us defensively. And so we have to figure that out on the fly. And then once they did, I thought they were awesome. I thought that was like, I think I'm right, but I think there were 4 stops and the missed field goal in the second half. I think that's right. Which is outstanding defense. That is outstanding defense.
Juan and then Jordan.
Noah Fafita in the 3-way tie for most career passing touchdowns at Arizona. What does he mean to this program?
Noah Fafita is everything to this program. And I think that's one of those, you all know Noah. You guys have all spent time with Noah. He is an incredible leader. He's an incredible human being. He's an incredible person in this community. He cares about the U of A. He's loyal. He's chosen to stay. The whole world tried to buy him the last 2 off seasons. He chose to stay. He is so special. And it's funny because you rarely see him get emotional on game day. And it's happened a couple times in the last 3 games where you've seen that kind of that fire and that energy, but he's normally just like calm and dead even. He's the leader. He's the voice. On that last drive, when everyone's like going crazy, like we're huddled, right, after the missed field goal, and everyone's going crazy, there's lots of emotion, lots of guys talking, blah, blah, blah. He looks like he's fishing at the lake. Like he's just calm. Like he's totally focused on what's ahead. And because of that, the guys feel that from him. He's just a really, really special player and an even better human being.
Jordan and then Chris.
There's still plenty of regular season football left, but what does it mean to you that they hit this benchmark and you get to go to the postseason with this group in particular?
It's interesting. We talked about it a lot this week as a team. This is a really special group of guys. I give the players and our assistant coaches a ton of credit because they built this team. It started in December and January, and it's been now 10, 11 months of finding ways to get connected with a bunch of, over 50% of our team is brand new. Like that's a way different, like that's not something normal in college football. It might be normal now, but it wasn't normal what all these players are used to, right? And so those guys did the hard work of getting to know Max Harris, who was just an absolute savage tonight. Like what a baller, right? Goes out with an injury, comes back in. I think he led us in tackles. Is that right? Got it down. Tied for lead. Okay. But how amazing is that? But the way they have just continued to come together, and the reason I say that is there's real love on this team. They truly care about each other. To your question, they don't care who gets the credit. They're willing to support each other with the success. And the beauty of it is that this team now gets a little bit longer lifespan. And that's special.
Chris, Justin, and Michael finish out.
Some struggles maybe on both sides of the ball, the offensive line.
Say that again, sorry.
Some struggles on both sides of the ball. Offensive line was at 5 sacks. The defense didn't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
You still found a way to win. Just the grit the team showed and being able to not have some of those game impacting plays and still come out.
Absolutely, and I think the reality is that one of the things that I'm most excited about is that we are playing meaningful games in November. The University of Arizona, we are playing meaningful games in November. And however we get it done, doesn't matter. Right? Would I like it to be prettier? Sure. Would I like there to be more turnovers or more sacks or less sacks or whatever? But at the end of the day, when we came out here today, the goal was to win. And that's what we did. And we're excited about that.
Justin and Michael.
Some of the guys that were able to get in the game, guys like Matthew Lotto on offense, Myron Robinson on defense. What did you see out of those guys when they were put in after injuries?
We're excited about those guys. Those guys are young players. I think there's a lot of young players that, as we build our program, we want to do an incredible job of evaluating and developing and recruiting talent. And so those are two. It's a second-year player, it's a first-year player. Gio made some plays today. You know what I mean? So I think that part of it is something that's really exciting about the future of Arizona football.
Michael will finish this out.
Did you see those shirtless guys looking at the ball?
I did not. No. My eyes don't normally go to the stands during the game, man.
They were up there. They grew. They made that movie with
Well, I hope so. If that's the thing that gets people in Tucson excited about coming to games, let's go. Let's go, man. Let's go. I think when you have who is going to be the leading quarterback or leading touchdown thrower in the history of the school, he's worth watching. When you see a team that fights their ass off every game, till the end, that's worth watching. That's worth supporting. And today was an awesome indication of that. We had a great crowd, and that crowd impacted the outcome of the game late in the game. Whether that was those stops in the second half, or the missed field goal, or the clock drive to win it. And how incredible was that when that thing split and Quincy housed it? And the way the stadium just erupted, the way the sideline erupted. And if you don't like college football, there's something wrong with you. Because that was incredible. Incredible.
Thank you, everybody.
Bear down, man!